Yeah, Coach, just curious, how is Mack Wilson coming along? Does he look like he's, ready for more and almost back to 100%?
Yeah, Max had great energy all week. He finished the game last week in the last drive with good movement. He's gotten more and more comfortable getting back into the swing of things after about a month off. He's really worked hard. This week of practice, he's been flying around, getting after it, and attacking the ball. So we're excited to see him play this week and going forward. Excited for him.
Do you sort of marvel just about the way you guys have had all these injuries on defense and you're still, getting the takeaways and, kind of making some big plays?
What's been awesome is from the start, we've said it's about us because that's what we can control. We're going to work on we can control what we can control as a defense, and that we need everybody. This year, this 2020 is wild, and we don't know what's coming. But you know what? We embrace it. We embrace whatever's coming, and you've seen it, especially at the linebacker position. All of us have played. All of us have made plays, and that's been great to be a part of. But we're just getting started. We're only a quarter of the way through, so we're focused 1 week at a time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Marlo. We'll go to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned how you've been playing a bunch of different guys at your spot. How do you determine who plays kind of in what rotation and which packages? Because it feels like it might change even week to week.
Yeah, well, that's part of it. Coach Walsh, who I was fortunate enough to work with, when he was a general manager and I was a young coach, one of his favorite phrases was know your personnel and use your personnel. What that means is figuring out what guys can do and then give them a chance. So we do some substitutions and we put guys in what we feel is the best position to be successful. And then listen, sometimes it's not going to turn out perfect, but it's what you do the next time. And that's what we've been impressed with this group for the most part is when something happens to us, nothing's going to be perfect, but making quick adjustments and then going out and executing it the next time is what we want to see. And we've been pretty good on that.
Thanks.
Next up is Tom Withers.
Thanks, Rob. Hey, Coach. Just curious, what is the trickle down effect for your group when Myles is out there doing damage?
Oh man, it's fun to watch Myles. It's fun to watch Myles at practice with his great get off. And shoot, we know that we have a playmaker, but that's our defensive field altogether. We get 11 on the field, and when guys are going fast, because that's what we ask our front to do is attack. And then as linebackers, we know there's only two things they can do. They can run and they can pass. And we know when our D-line is attacking, it makes it easier on us. So that's it. We love that.
Gotcha. Hey, I was just wondering, what was the adjustment you guys had to make last week when the Cowboys were hitting those quick hitters kind of in the first half? Did you drop everybody back a little bit? And what's the danger when you do something like that?
Well, no, we have a mix. They got one explosive early, and we fixed the problem on the sideline. They tried to play again, and it didn't work. So that was good, like we were talking about before. But, offenses, especially that one, they do a nice job. They know what you look like and stuff like that. So what we do is we keep our mix going. Coach Woods does a great job of it. We have a few main coverages that we play, and they look the same. So when things like that happen, we may switch to a different brand, sometimes tighter, sometimes
Gotcha.
more zone. And, that offense, they do a good job. So when you get tighter, they do things to pull you apart. And when you get looser, they throw it quicker. So we were playing that game the whole time. And, that's what they've done a good job of all year. And what was awesome is we were able to finish it off in the red zone. And that was another route. That was a route that showed up in the past. And Denzel made a great play. And our guys, all 11, did the right thing on that last play. And that was awesome to see. That's an example of fixing and working together.
Thanks, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Tom. Jeff Shadell, we'll go to you.
Hey, Coach, I was wondering, you have a bunch of young linebackers, and Philip Rivers has been now his 17th year. Can a veteran like that trick your guys, and how do you make them aware that he is so sly?
Yeah, he's being a coach in the AFC West for a while, we've seen quite a lot of him, number 17. So he's pretty good at that. But it comes down to this. It comes down to doing our job within our coverages. Like we just spoke about a lot of our coverages are going to start down the same and then move differently. We got to make sure that we're doing our job, getting to our spots, and not as much worried about what he's doing. Because if we get to worrying about when he's pump faking or doing certain things because he's really good at them, we just got to take care of ourselves. That's the way you play anybody, but especially number 17.
Thanks, Jeff. Mary Kay Cabot, we'll go to you.
Hey, Coach, just wondering, how has Joe Woods done in terms of, it just seems like every week, another starter or two on your defense is getting hurt. And you had, Carl Joseph goes out yesterday. And just when you think you're getting some of your guys back healthy, two new guys go out of the lineup. How has Joe kind of managed that whole situation? And how, just you guys as a defense, how are you doing it?
Well, Joe and I have worked together before, and the best thing about Joe is he's the same every day. He is detailed, he is intense, and from the beginning, we've talked about next man up and find a way. We spoke a little bit about it. 2020 is wild. We just talk. That's it. That's what we do. Every day we walk in and we say, shoot, we don't know what's going to happen with this thing going on outside. And then when we get in the building, it's next man up and find a way. So he's consistent. And that leads to consistency from all of us, coaches and players. Love that about Coach Woods.
Thank you.
Well,
Thanks, Mary. Back to Marla Ridenour.
There's supposed to be 12,000 fans at this game. Do you feel like you'll finally get to feel like a little bit of what playing in Cleveland is like?
Hey, I think our fans have been wonderful at home. I was so excited to, be able to come and work for the Browns and see what the dog pound and everybody's all about. I was fortunate enough to work on some of those West Coast teams with great fans, but I've heard about it, and everywhere we go, man, I love the community. They love the Browns, and we're just working to do the best we can for everyone involved. So we're excited about it.
Do you think that will have an effect though, because you're going to have, double the people in there?
Yeah, I mean, the more noise we can give this quarterback and help our defense, shoot, we're excited about it. So come on, man, let's go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Marla. Nate Ulrich, you have the next question.
Hey, Coach, this isn't one of your guys, but he plays the position, and a lot of people say he's one of the best. So do you have any thoughts on what makes Darius Leonard special?
He does a good job of, what a linebacker mantra, one of the best ones. Linebackers, this is what we do. And I said this in our first press conference. You run, you got to run, no matter what it is. Like this offense we're about to play is going to throw quick screens, and they're going to run it, and they're going to do it at different formations. So number one is run. He does that. He runs really well after the ball. Two is shed. You have to get off of blockers. You may start the down with people grabbing on you. There's some big tight ends. These guys have a few, and they're going to grab. So you got to shed. That's two. And then tackle the guy with the ball. Those are the three things the linebackers got to do. So he does a good job of those three. And, that's what our guys are working on. Us. Run, shed, tackle the guy with the ball. When we do that to the best of our ability, that's when we're playing good defense and becoming a good linebacker.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Nate. Scott Petrick, your turn.
Coach, you're right. The Colts get a lot of credit for their run defense, but yours is right behind them in the rankings. How pleased have you been with the run defense, and then what kind of challenge does that Colts run game, give you with the different guys that they have, Taylor and Hintz?
Well, I think the run defense is a start, because there's only two things. The offense can run or they can pass. But the biggest thing, and they're going to do both. The biggest thing for us is not looking at numbers. It's looking at attacking the ball and getting off the field. We want to get the ball back to our offense as soon as we can. So it's not necessarily run game numbers, but what the run game numbers allow you to do is maybe put people behind the chains. So that's where it helps. Now, the opponent that we're playing this week, they do a good job of running early in the games out of a lot of personnel groups. They do a great job of using their personnel. We talked about know your personnel and use your personnel. One of Coach Walsh's number one rules. This staff is loaded with coaches that do a great job. Tom Rathman, running backs coach, he raised me. I was a young coach working for him and Coach Walsh and great coaches at the 49ers. So using your personnel, changing looks and running the ball can be really tough on a defense. And they've been able to run the ball and get ahead. So we need to make sure we're on point, running pass early in the game, regardless of what personnel groups they put on the field.